Hello and welcome to Ninqueso Almost Live. This is episode 45, which I'm not going to get wrong because I did in the pre-email that I sent to my co-host, Miss Bree.
Good afternoon, bestie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Did that look like I was looking at you then, going? I was worried I was going to look the wrong way. I'm not too bad. I'm ancient now. Had a birthday yesterday, so now I'm really old.
Happy birthday
no,
to
don't sing.
you.
Don't sing on the podcast. Don't sing on the podcast. People don't.
We did go out and celebrate at the weekend, didn't we?
We did. We had carvery, and then I couldn't stream on Sunday night because I was in a food coma.
Yes, you had a seriously large food baby.
I cycled back from the carvery with my belly going, "Oh, this hurts. And I got in. I lied down, and it was just like, oh. And then I woke up at like 6:15, 15 minutes past my start stream, and I was like, by the time I'm awake, it's going to be like 7 o'clock in the evening. I was like, I'm just not streaming. I'm just going to crawl into bed now.
I was totally myself, I have to say that.
Well,
but anyway,
your plate was bigger than mine. And if you want to see what we ate, it's on Discord.
Yeah, there's a picture on Discord. The biggest one is mine.
Yes,
I am gifted at stacking.
That is only because you eat more vegetables than me.
That's true.
I mean, I only added some cauliflower cheese on my plate just for the photo. I didn't really want it. If it wasn't going on Discord, I would not have put that on there.
So it's been quite the week news-wise.
I got a little side duck.
That's very cute.
From China, apparently. As a birthday present.
It's been quite the week news-wise. There's a lot of controversy.
There has a lot gone on. There's like quite a bit in depth in the stories as well, rather than just like being a little bit. There's like not loads of different stories, but there's quite a bit going on in each of the stories, especially because we weren't here last week.
Yeah, that's right.
Because some of this, like the Grand Theft Auto stuff, started kicking off last week, and obviously it's just on a roll now. It's doing well. But
instead of asking you what you've been playing this week, I'm going to quickly tell people what I was up to last week. I went to Salute, the exhibition for Wargamers, and I had a really great time, actually. There was lots of stuff on display, and I did actually find a kind of like, it's a little bit like a D&D game, but it's it's based on Skyrim. Yeah. And I spoke to the guy who's doing it. He's doing a crowdfunder. It's actually licensed by Bethesda, and it looks pretty exciting. I have
heard of this. I'm sure I've seen a tweet from ESO about it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to put the details in the information box below. So when we upload that. But there is a crowdfunder for it. So head on over there and take a look and maybe donate, because what I saw at the exhibition, it looked great. And if you're at all interested in Elder Scrolls, this is something you want to get into for your offline gaming experience.
Yes.
For sure.
I'm planning on playing Elder Scrolls tonight. I'm going to like look and see what's in the anniversary edition, because I have upgraded. I've just not had a chance to play it yet.
Wow. I'm going to upgrade later on after we've finished. Because, the £15. I'm going to pay my £15 and do the deed.
Yes, I have paid my £15, but I've still not actually played it. I think it just pretty much unlocks all the Creation Club stuff from what I can see, which I already had some of it. So it's kind of like, oh well. But for me, I have been playing some new games. For a birthday present from yourself. You bought me, you transferred me the money so I could buy Pokemon, and I went to the shop. I went to go buy my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, but they didn't have it, so I had to get Shining Pearl, which appears to be like the less popular one of the two. So here you go. And I don't care what people say online. I'm enjoying it. I love the way it looks. I think it looks really good. All you people that are like, no, the graphics are awful. It's like really rubbish. I like it. So yeah. So I've been playing that.
What you've been up to then?
Yeah, and I've also been playing Mario Party Superstars, which is the new Mario Party game, which I streamed, and you can actually play the whole game online with random people, which is amazing. And if they quit, because like the games with a 15 go term was taking us about an hour 20 minutes to do, and if they quit out, they just get taken over by a computer person, so nothing disrupts the game. And if they can come back in again. Say like their connection drops out, they'll get taken over by a computer person. They can log back in, and they can rejoin again. Wow. So it works really, really well. I really enjoyed it.
That's correct.
I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Shall we do some quick news?
What, the kind of news that we don't really want to talk about, but we feel we should mention?
That's the kind.
Not a lot of quick news this week. I've really struggled to find anything. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit has got version 2 update, which now adds a split screen multiplayer mode and more. 343 are reportedly working on a new project that isn't Halo.
It's not Halo.
I would kind of hope they were. Now they pretty much finished Halo Infinite, that they'd move on to something else. Square Enix is releasing a jazz album for the incredible Chrono Trigger soundtrack.
I like a bit of jazz, so I'm excited about that.
I've never played Chrono Trigger because it never came out in the UK. That is why. Xbox Series S is reportedly outselling the Series X in various key markets. I think this is why. This is why, because you can't get the you can't get the X, but you can in the UK. You can walk into a shop now and pick up a Series S if you wanted to, but you can't. The only place I've ever seen the X is CEX still, where they're charging £650 for it.
Yeah, so that would be why. It's because we can't get a Series X, so that's nonsense.
And finally, Warner Brothers has announced the Multiverses, a free-to-play Smash-like platform fighter with Batman, Superman, Shaggy. The thing that got me about that trailer was just like, there's one bit and Shaggy just punches Superman and Superman goes flying backwards. It's just like, what?
Is that the end of the quick news?
That was the quick news.
Awesome. Let's get into some main news. And starting off, before we get into the realms of all the controversy, let's get into the Game of the Year.
The Game Awards are happening in a few weeks' time, aren't they? I can't remember when. But they have revealed all the categories of what has been nominated. And Game of the Year, we've got nominated Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Now, I've only played Metroid Dread, and I want to play Psychonauts 2. I've got it on my Xbox, downloaded, ready to go. I just haven't found time to sit down and play it yet.
I think we talked about that a good while ago. I think you should get.
But so obviously for me, it's going to be Metroid Dread. I've not played anything else. And so for you probably not played
categories in this.
Yes.
There's best role playing, best family, most.
Yeah, do you want to touch on best role playing? Because that's a little bit like, what? The actual? So for nominations for best role playing, we have got Tales of Arise, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Scarlet Nexus, Monster Hunter Rise, and Cyberpunk 2077. You know, that game that wasn't actually working when they released it. That still isn't working on like base PS4s and Xboxes.
Yeah.
And is it a role-playing game? Would you say it's a role-playing game? Or was that,
I wouldn't. I just feel like they've shoehorned it in somewhere to stop being like a total tank.
What? It's kind of like, okay, we've got to make Cyberpunk win at least one best game. Where can we put it?
yeah. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Most anticipated game. That was interesting for me.
This is like pretty much almost identical to last year because most of these games got delayed. We've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know why, it really bugs me when people call it Breath of the Wild 2 because it's not going to be called Breath of the Wild 2. It's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. But that's my problem, not yours. And Starfield.
Yeah.
That's actually
most anticipated.
It's got a release date, Starfield, at least, but whether it will come out on that date, who knows?
Well, we'll see.
We're less than a year to go, though. For me, the one that I've actually played the most games of is Best Family. Best family game. We got It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, new Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
Yeah.
For me, I would say it's either Mario 3D World or Mario Party Superstars on that one.
Yeah.
I know I've heard lots of great things about It Takes Two though, but it's a game you can't play by yourself, so I've never played it.
Yeah, so Switch has got some notable nominees in here this time round, which is interesting.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how Metroid Dread does, seeing as it's in the Game of the Year, seeing as it is a 2D game, and obviously in this day and age, I think people see 2D games as lesser games compared to 3D ones. So it's good that it's been nominated. And I mean, I really enjoyed my time with it. Whether I'll play it through it again, I don't think I've got that kind of urge. But I really enjoyed playing it, and it's like I wanted to like get through, and I don't normally play that kind of game very often, so let's hope that does well. Because
so we will report back when the awards come out.
Yes. Right. Are we prepared to go into this controversy stuff? Should we start with the GTA controversy?
Well, yeah, I guess we can start there.
Yeah. Good old the Grand Theft Auto, the definitive edition Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy.
You'd have thought that everybody would have learned from Cyberpunk, wouldn't you? You'd have thought lessons would be learned generally across the board, but apparently not, because let's just say it wasn't ready. And what's so aggravating about this is that they've issued an apology,
which is a total. I'm going to beat myself here, which is total beep, because they're not sorry. They knew it. They knew exactly what this game was like. They made sure that no review codes went out till the day of release. So they knew it was broken and it wasn't running properly. And the fact they're going, oh yeah, we're sorry. It's like, no, you just wanted the money. If you were truly sorry, you wouldn't have even released it in that state. You would have delayed it.
Correct. And what's really outrageous for me is what they've said is, we're very sorry. There were unexpected technical issues. And that is just not true. It's not true. And then I don't condone abuse of anybody, but then they have acted surprised and outraged that they've had, messages telling them a few, brutal truths about the fact that it was just not ready to go to market. And I don't know how many times this is going to happen before,
I think the problem is we're getting into that because we're getting closer and closer to the all digital age, and we're getting to that point where companies can patch up games to fix them, that it's just becoming more and more standard for companies to be like, oh, we'll just release it now and then we'll fix it later, which is just so bad. But the thing that really bugs me as well is it's like the customer has the power to stop this from happening by not buying the games, but yet the Switch version itself is meant to be the absolute worst. I mean, I've not played it. It's meant to be really, really bad, the Switch version. But yet it is still just behind the two Pokemon games in the digital sale charts. So it's been downloaded a lot. And it's just... it just bugs me that they just want to release the games. And it's like, did you hear about what happened with the PC version? The PC version got taken down, and people that have bought it didn't even have access to be able to play it, because the launcher stopped them playing it, because they had unexpectedly left some files for songs that they didn't have the licenses to in the code still. So the songs weren't playable, but they were still in the code. And they didn't have the license for it.
That is shocking.
So they actually pulled it off of the PC. And they barred people from doing it. Not only that, it's like just before this game released, they pulled all the original versions of these three games down as well from all digital stores, so you couldn't buy it. And now they're like, oh, with the PC people, because like you couldn't play it, we're going to give you the three original versions as well.
It's really no fix, is it? Let's be honest, it's no fix. This is appalling.
And it's like,
appalling.
is it Take-Two makes this game, Rockstar? They don't need the money. They're making a hell of a lot of money from Grand Theft Auto Online. So they didn't need to be like, we need to release this game so that we're not going to go bankrupt or anything. It's just we want this out before Christmas to try and get loads of extra money.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We'll fix it whenever. And it's like, and let's go on to the controversy even more. They actually issued like the first lots of patches coming out, and they listed everything that was in there, and people were actually coming on and going, no, this isn't fixed. This is still an issue in the game. Like, there's an invisible bridge in there in one of the games, and there's still people posting up things like, look, the bridge is still invisible. You have not fixed this. Why are you saying you have? So it's like, not only did they knowingly release a game that wasn't working properly, they've lied about fixing the game as well.
In which case, it's hardly surprising they're getting some messages expressing people's outrage and disappointment there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full price game as well. You're paying £50, $60 for this, and it's not, and it's like unplayable. I've heard like from other people that I've watched on YouTube and things, saying like they had to stop playing the Switch version because they just couldn't drive. The moment it started raining, the frame rate was so bad that, and the popping of vehicles, literally, I've seen a video where someone's turning around a corner and all of a sudden a car just appears in front of them because it's not been drawn in.
Oh God.
And the rain as well in the first one, it was like going through, like you stood underneath a bridge, but the rain was still just going through the bridge.
Oh my God, it's as bad as it gets then, really.
So definitive edition? I think not.
No, not definitive. Okay.
But yeah.
Well, anyway, moving on. Phil Spencer.
Yes.
So Phil Spencer's been talking about emulation this week, hasn't he?
He has. And he's called for industry-wide support of emulation to preserve games.
He's calling for support. So Xbox has added 76 games to its backwards compatibility library.
Yes, and that is the thing is though with that is the last ones they're doing. They're not adding. They've come out and said these are the last. We're not adding any more. So any game that is no longer backwardly compatible is now stuck on whatever's on the original Xbox or the 360. It's never going to be updated.
Xbox are celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So Phil Spencer's been doing a lot of interviews this week, and part of it is to do with the way that they're interacting with emulation to allow hardware to run on any, within reason, older executable, allowing someone to play any game. That's what he says.
That's it. And I guess it's like I feel like once it's gone past a certain age, the game, and there's no actively trying to sell the game, then what is the worry about it? It's like, for me, it's like if they put a film on TV and you used to like record it with a VHS and you're getting a copy of that film that you can watch anytime you want. I know it's like this whole grey area and everything, but if a game's not being produced, if the company's got absolutely no interest in ever trying to sell it again, is it really, really that bad? Now,
I think there's a level of entitlement here.
This is true. To something like you say, yeah, I guess. But it's like, let's say you do have a favourite game that is only playable on the original Xbox. It's never been backwardly compatible. You no longer have an original Xbox. And the companies are never going to sell the game again. Is it that bad? Don't get me wrong. I hate the fact things like newer games that are still coming out being emulated. That is really 100% wrong, because you are going to damage. If too many people do this, that's going to end up damaging the game industry in the long run, because they're not going to make revenue. But if it's a game that's not making revenue, is it that bad? And the flip side of that is, if the companies were like, gave us a way to legitimately play these games, you know, like a Netflix, like Game Pass for retro games or something, so that all of their games were in some way playable, you know, that wouldn't be so bad. But it's because technology moves on. It's really hard sometimes to hook up older systems to newer TVs and things.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, as the technology moves on quickly, we're going to get to hit the wall with it. And I think you just got to accept it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that's also true. At the end of the day, again, it is just a game. It doesn't really make, it's not going to change your life if you can't play it anymore. But yeah, I think also it's because it's still such a young, new industry. I think the companies need to sit down and actually work out what is they want to do with this. Yeah, you know, where there's a sort of, if everyone sort of accepted the fact that once a game's over 30 years old, okay, that's fine. You can happily download an emulation. We'll even provide the site or something where you can download the games for free for like. But that's all. Like, if Nintendo just had a site where you could download the ROMs and you paid a monthly subscription to be able to do that, that would be fine, you know. But because they're just locked in nothingness.
Yeah, let's give them a ring and suggest that, shall we?
Yeah, hopefully they'll listen to my podcast.
Okay. So we are going to move on to talk about Activision
Yes,
Blizzard.
this is quite a serious topic.
Quite
This
a big
one.
story, and we've subtitled it Activision Controversy.
I've put my
But
5 links, haven't I?
what we really should sort of like subtitle of this is a whole load of pervy dudes who have made the lives of some women misery.
Yeah.
Because what this is basically about is about bad behaviour and sexual harassment in industry that went quite a long way. I think we are verging on sexual assault here rather than harassment. Not that, harassment is any less of a crime. It still is. But certainly the workplace within Activision has been known for a very long time to be problematic. And there had been reports going back to, is it 2016?
I'm not sure. I think it could be further.
I think the original complaint, and it went quite a long way and was upheld by someone inside Activision, was in 2016. And their head honcho apparently, let's just call it what it is, swept it under the carpet. People were not informed, although this was quite a serious incident. And really, it's because there was a culture inside the company of allowing this to happen. So obviously, all of this has come out and quite rightly has attracted a whole load of opprobrium across the board. So there's been statements from Xbox and PlayStation, but now Nintendo of America president, what's his name?
Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser, that's it. So he has also come out and condemned this and has actually sent an internal email to all Nintendo of America's staff, which I believe that's been leaked, but I don't have the text of it. Do you have the text?
I will click my link to see if I have the actual text of it.
I think it's been shared, but I'm not sure sort of like if we can share the entire text of it. But anyway, so clearly
I've got like bits of it. Along with, do you want me to read a extract?
I believe he said he finds the reports distressing and disturbing.
Basically, the quote I've got from it is, along with all of you, I've been following the latest development with Activision Blizzard and the ongoing reports of sexual harassment and toxicity at the company. I find these accounts distressing and disturbing. They run counter to my values as well as Nintendo beliefs, values and policies. It's kind of what all the companies are sort of saying. And
but what's interesting to me is later on in the email, he says that Nintendo has been working with ESA for at least a week to strengthen the stances on harassment and, this is the key word, abuse at the workplace. Okay, so abuse is clearly a very strong word for him to come out and use. So to me, I'm like, this goes broad and deep, and to see everybody coming out in this way is great, because we know that gaming in general can, in certain areas, have a problem with women, and certainly with LGBTQ people also. So I feel that this has been a long time coming, and I think what we're doing is we're turning over the rocks, and all the bugs are coming scuttling out. Certainly, us here. We've always been very inclusive of lots of different types of people. We have, LGBTQ people, plus people. We have neurodiverse people. We are very accepting, and we believe that everybody should be, in the space and valued for themselves. However, it really is, the case that me personally, as someone who presents as female, if I go into, an online game, you will get that hassle. And as much as the various different consoles have tried to crack down on it with codes of conduct and everything, we've still got problems. I think the industry needs to address it at its source. And to see this, firstly, it's very disappointing, but secondly, it does give me heart that we've got people at the very highest level coming out and speaking out about this. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, I think it's obviously action needs to be taken. The whole fact that, like you say, like the boss of Activision, Bobby Kotick
Yeah, Bobby Kotick.
knew about all this and kind of just swept it under the carpet. I think, yeah, he needs to be gone.
Yes, there's a petition.
I also think the other companies shouldn't just be like, if nothing happens, they should drop Activision from their stores. That's the only way that's going to make Activision do it.
Has said that he is disturbed and deeply troubled by horrific events and actions at Activision following allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment. So he has, Bloomberg now is reporting Phil Spencer has told Xbox employees in an internal email that he's evaluating all aspects of a relationship with Activision Blizzard and making ongoing proactive adjustments. And I think everybody should pull out.
Yeah.
I really do.
And that is the only way that then the investors will be like demanding. Because at the moment, they don't care because it's not really affecting their profits at the moment. Yeah. I know like Call of Duty Vanguard isn't performing as well as last year's one, but the problem is 95% of the people that go out and buy that have no idea that this is going on because they don't follow like gaming news and that. So until like the profits start being affected,
absolutely,
I do think with what's sort of come out today in that, I know because Bobby Kotick has actually released a statement saying, "Oh, he'll be able to sort all this out. If he can't do it swiftly, he'll leave." I think that is just a kind of like a get out of jail card that he's playing because he knows he's going to be gone, and he's kind of said, "Well, if I can't sort it out quickly, then I'll go." But the other problem to that is when he goes, they're going to pay him a massive bloody severance pay. He's going to get millions of dollars in severance pay just to walk out of there, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, this is why he shouldn't be allowed to walk out. This is why, he should be removed. So I would just say that over 100 employees have staged a walkout, and this petition has had something over 1,500 employees sign it that he should be removed from post. So giving him the grace to say, "Oh, I'm going to leave," absolutely not. This should not be happening.
It is. Exactly. But it all comes down to money. While Activision is still making lots of money, then the board of directors and the investors don't care because that's all they care about is the profit.
This is why I'm glad that Phil Spencer has spoken out. And actually, PlayStation's Jim Ryan has also shared similar sort of sentiment with staff at Sony as well. So
the big three...
He is disheartened and frankly stunned to read that the company has not done enough to address a deep-seated culture of discrimination and harassment.
Yeah, I mean, we're also talking like the state of California was investigating Activision over these claims. That's how serious this is, and just like there's just no consequences to it.
Well, this is the problem in the world, isn't it?
There's
no
consequences because it's all about that money.
Yeah. So very disappointing, but we'll stay on top of that story and we will report back if somebody gets sacked, which we hope they do.
Yeah. But we hope they get sacked without a massive great big payoff, but that's not going to happen.
Sacked without a payoff, escorted from the building, and because
it also came out, didn't he, that he actually told his secretary that he was going to kill her.
Yeah.
That's and like, oh no, it was just in like it wasn't in context, it was a joke kind of thing. But no, you don't say that to a bloody employee.
Well, look, I can tell you, right, I've met my fair share of men who've been toxic towards me because I'm a fairly sort of like in your face sort of confident, outgoing woman. So there's been a few guys in my life who don't like that. And that's quite often the comeback that you'll get is when you call them out on it, they'll go, "Oh, it's just joking. Don't be so uptight." And it's like, no, you weren't joking. You weren't.
As my nan used to say, there's many a true word spoken in jest.
Oh, your nan was very smart. Troubling. But I think, definitely in the UK, we've had a bit of a defining moment here with understanding the level of misogyny in society, and particularly sort of against trans women, anybody who presents as slightly different. I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to understand, and have very, very difficult conversations about the way some men conduct themselves, in the world. And it we're going to have to come to the point where we understand that every woman has had these experiences, every woman. And if you all know a victim, you must all know a perpetrator. So I think there needs to be a greater examination of, the culture of masculinity, particularly because suicide is the biggest killer of young men in this country. So it's damaging men as well as women.
Yeah.
Anyway, so shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on to people just moaning for the sake of moaning because they're a bunch of moaners. Halo fans are grumbling about Halo Infinite's free-to-play multiplayer mode.
So it's free to play, which means battle passes unlock the various different stuff, but they want to pay full price to unlock everything all at once. You see, they don't know what delayed gratification is.
Well, and the other thing is, it's to me as well, more so than like Fortnite. Fortnite, yeah, I kind of get that a couple of good skins are nice because it's a third-person shooter. Halo's first-person. You don't even see yourself. So what does it matter what you're wearing? Like, seriously.
I want to change my avatar that I can't see.
Exactly. It's like, you've never played this, but Skyrim in VR. You set your character up and then you never, ever can see your character again. Ever. So what is the point in spending any time choosing what it looks like? Because you can't go third person mode. There is no kill cam mode.
Don't know.
And this is exactly the same. The only time you see your character is while you're waiting for it to load and the victory or defeat screen. So, but I do get it. Yeah, that it's nice to have to customize your person and things. But I think I don't see a problem with the free-to-play model at all. Obviously, it opens up.
It doesn't keep you hooked in. That's why they're doing it.
I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to spend stuff. It's all cosmetic, so it's not going to change how you play the game. Yeah, I know if you want absolutely everything, it's going to cost thousands and thousands. But that's where you got to have self-control and think, what do I really want?
Do games have self-control?
I do understand, I know they have made changes already, but I played it last week for a couple of hours and I never even went up to level 1 because the experience was so slow. I mean, I was in games where we won, I was in games where we didn't win, but it was just you play Fortnite and literally when you first start, you go up 4 or 5 levels straight away. You're running through the game, all of a sudden you go up a level. So what have I done? Oh, I've gone to a new area, so I've got extra XP. So I think they need to have more flashy lights in Halo to make people be like, oh, I'm going up, yeah. And give away some free stuff, which you don't need to buy the battle pass for. But, to me, if you want the battle pass, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's just...
They'll have a grumble no matter what.
Oh, everyone... It's no matter what game we grumble. I mean, I get it. It's the fact that Halo is, 20 years old now. So people have been in the series since it came out. Maybe they've not played other games like that, and they are a bit... But it's like when I played Warzone occasionally. It was first person again. I didn't care what my character looked like. I wasn't ever going to pay money to change stuff because I don't see them. Whereas, like I said, in Fortnite, I kind of got it a bit more. It's like, do you know what? I see my character all the time. I don't like being just the generic character. I would rather be someone else. So, yeah.
Moving on to our last story of the day.
Last story. There's actually 5 stories. Do you know,
I eat these clothes.
Yes.
I actually really like these. I think these are great. And I would buy these. Yeah,
Zavi has released a new line of Pokemon kanji clothing collection featuring monochrome Gen 1 starter designs. Pictures will...
I wear a lot of monochrome anyway.
Suddenly appear. Yeah, me too.
Designs are actually really nice.
I do like them. I do like them myself. I wish the t-shirts were black with white on rather than white with black, but I like the hoodies.
Yeah, they are good. And reminding you it's my birthday in January.
Yeah, that's after Christmas though.
No, these are good. These are actually really good. I like them. I like the t-shirt. I like the
and
I can't see prices anywhere, so I'm worried about that.
No, the hoodies are £35.
Oh yeah.
T-shirts are £16.99.
Yeah, the t-shirts are really good.
I just don't like they're white. I'd prefer if they were black with white design rather than white with a black design. Personally,
Yeah, I do like the white. I could wear the white, but it's kind of, it says it's oversized, isn't it? So
yeah. But that, do you know like how we like to finish with a podcast with like a little like freaky? It tends to be Pokemon, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
oh, it's Pokemon. Like last week we didn't have anything. This week we've also Japan is getting a life-size Lucario.
life size. And you got the picture of this. You're going to put this up.
Can you see how big that
Lucario.
is?
Frankly, it's terrifying.
I love it.
It's
I
terrifying.
dread to think how much it's going to be, but it's just like that is so cool. Oh, here we go. Roughly £302.
I could get an Xbox for that.
46,200 yen.
Gosh,
But it's a life-size Lucario, and it looks so cool.
If I came in and saw that in someone's house, I'd be terrified.
This is true. But do you know what? Do you know what else we're getting Pokemon-wise this week?
Yes, I do, and this is where I was like very, very happy because it is Pokemon donuts.
Pokemon
now, regular listeners
donuts.
know how much Ninqueso and myself enjoy donuts. We have donut day every single week. Sometimes it's Friday, sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's a Wednesday. But every week we eat donuts.
And he's got like Pokemon butts on the front of the box. I don't understand.
So there's 5 different donuts.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think there is 5. Yes.
Yeah, but 2 of them are same flavour, aren't they?
I've not actually read what flavours they are. I just saw the pictures of the boxes.
So
they come in.
Pokebut Donut 1, Piplup, is a 7.8 out of 10. Too much whipped cream. Pokebut Donut 2 is the Eevee, which looks amazing because it's got caramel ice sprinkled with coconut top.
Oh, sounds good.
We've got chocolate sauce and whipped cream in the middle. Apparently that's a 9 out of 10. Ooh. And then we've got Poké Donuts 4 and 5, which are a Pikachu and Eevee. They're little ones. So they're a little bit so they've got sort of like little M&Ms on their cheeks and what have you, and they're sort of like cream puff donuts.
Apparently they actually look like the faces, don't they, as well? Which is just like, why don't we get things like that in this country?
Yeah. So they look. I would be willing to test them out.
Yes. If anyone wants to fly us out to Japan to try these donuts. we are
going road trip to Japan probably in about 3 years' time once the pandemic is over. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in Japan, haven't we?
We have. There's just more than we can possibly do. We need to see all the drain covers of the Pokemon. We need to find Sonic in the woods. He's going to Nintendo Land. Oh my god, there's so much. Right, I think that was the news.
That is the news for this week.
That is the news for this week. We have some questions though.
Oh my god!
We have 3 questions.
3 questions.
First question from Charlotte, who put it on the YouTube video. Miss Bree, where is the butternut squash soup recipe?
Oh, yes, I forgot all about that. I will put it in the Discord. I will. It's an easy one, so you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
And also from Cat Girl Biker, what is your morning routines?
My morning routine. I'm quite specific about my morning routine. So it's generally that I will wake up, then I'll go straight in the kitchen. I'll make myself some egg whites, a bagel with peanut butter on it, and a pot of fresh coffee, and then I take it back to my bedroom and I attempt to wake up over about the next hour. Whilst usually I'll depending on where I am, I'll say hello to my daughter or to the man hunk. And it takes me a while to come to because I have a shifted sleep pattern. And for those who know me, you'll know that for 3 years I attempted to shift it to a normal time, whereby I was going to bed at 10 and getting up at about 6. But I've absolutely failed. And since then, I've had some revelations in my life where I've realised I got a shifted pattern, and that's due to my particular neurology. So I've started going to bed at midnight and dropping off a lot later, and I'm sleeping better, and now I don't wake up till like 8
I'd like to go back to going to sleep at like 2, 3 in the morning, getting up at like midday.
You are nocturnal,
I know, but the problem is because I work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've got cycle there. So my routine is I will get up at like 4:36. I won't set the alarm for 4:30.
I haven't finished my routine yet, but go on.
Go on. No, you do your routine first. Take it in turns.
So then I have my shower, which I have a 2-minute ice cold shower at the end.
Crazy.
And then I go to the gym. So that's my normal routine. It was a bit disrupted with the pandemic because I couldn't go to the gym, but that's my normal routine. Is I have to have a pot of fresh coffee and take an hour to wake myself up, cold shower, then go to the gym.
See, I have to like get out of bed. I go over to some green tea that I made the night before. I put some oats in it. I put some whey protein in it. I put some linseed in it. I put some berries in it. I blend it all together. I drink that, get dressed, get on my bike, cycle 45 minutes to work, and then work. Count how many cats I see on the way to work. That's my routine, really.
Yeah.
And finally, over on the Twitter, we have another question from Barlett. I get the feeling we got all 3 questions from the same person. Who has asked, what... Oh, where are you? What's for lunch and dinner? Not breakfast. Do you know why she's gone not breakfast? Oh, do you want to know why she said not breakfast? Because I had breakfast at hers today. And do you know what we had for breakfast? We finished off the caterpillar cake. That's why she's gone. No, don't ask don't say what you had for breakfast, because she had as large a slice of caterpillar cake than me. So
today I've had a prawn salad for lunch. It's usually either a prawn salad or a fish salad, salmon salad. And then this evening I've got some really nice vegetables and some veggie sausages that are found in the back of the freezer. So I'm attempting...
Lurking in the back.
Yeah, lurking in the back. They weren't actually mine. I think somebody else has bought them and left them in my freezer, but I'm eating them anyway. So when I'm at my apartment, I'm trying not to eat meat because I'm trying to sort of be more climate friendly. So I've made a few changes in my life. A lot of people know that I've sort of been like that for several years now, but I'm trying to push it forward because obviously it's not about saving the planet, because the planet will be fine. I just would like to save the people on the planet.
See, I don't really care about the people.
So yeah, I'm trying to sort of like rein in my meat consumption.
For lunch day, I had a pulled beef and red Leicester sandwich, which is nice actually, with like it was a meal deal from one of the supermarkets. So I had a fizz pop and a salted caramel Twix.
Ooh.
And as for dinner, I've no idea what I'm having. I don't know. Well, bolognese in the freezer, but I have that for lunch for work. So I'm probably just going to wander to the shops and get something for dinner later. I don't know what.
You should have a look on that app. So I wanted to mention that actually. There's this really good app that's called Too Good to Waste. And you can basically get food that would go to waste very, very cheaply from local stores. So it works off your location services, and it'll tell you where and when you can collect stuff. So that's another good thing that's really helpful in saving the planet and all that. So I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. But that's the questions this week. Remember, if you do have a question for us, you can leave it down. If you're watching this on the YouTube, you can leave it in the comments are there, or you can just hashtag, not exclamation mark, that's marbles, exclamation mark play, hashtag Ninqueso live over on the Twitch, not the Twitch, the Twitter. Oh my God.
Where can they find you, Bestie?
You can find me on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Ninqueso, where I stream most Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. This week's a bit different because I'm on holiday for a week, but we did reach my sub goal this week, so I'll be doing an 8-hour stream on Sunday. So hopefully I'll see you then. We'll be doing a variety of games. I can't think I can play a game for 8 hours. Just 8 hours of the same game. I'd go mad. Or you can get me on Facebook, so elgranqueso74. How about you?
You can find me on Twitter. Here's my Twitter handle. gamergirl_Miss Brie, GMRGRL_MISSBRIE. And I think that's probably all for today. If you're
That
seeing us on YouTube, please give us a subscribe. Press that bell button so that you know when the next episode comes out.
isn't it meant to
Send
be
any
hit that like,
questions.
smash that subscribe?
I know, it's a bit cheesy, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
have we got a Batman outro
Oh,
today?
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Ready?
Will Pokemon Donuts ever turn up in the UK? Or will we just have to dream about them for the rest of our lives? Find out the questions to these answers. Same cheesy time, same cheesy channel.
Actual stories may vary. That's all for today. Say good night, bestie.
Good night, bestie.